Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Trauma Recovery Coaching Summit, sponsored by the International Association of Trauma Recovery Coaching. I am Bobby Parrish. I'm the Executive Director of the association.
And hi, I'm Sarah Parrish, and I'm the Deputy Director.
We are so glad that you are here. We have 5 days of amazing interviews with our amazing coaches. Everything from info just on trauma to what is this trauma recovery coaching thing you keep talking about. So I do want to give a trigger warning. Some of the things that we're going to talk about will be triggering. So please use your best self-care strategies as you watch the videos.
Thank you, Bobby. So today we have the absolute honour and pleasure in welcoming Will Wissmiller. And today Will is here today to talk to us about healing stuck, counterintuitive insights to start breaking free. Hi, Will. How are you doing today?
Hey, Sarah. Hi, Bobby. I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Will.
Absolute pleasure.
Good to have you here.
It's lovely to see you. So, Will, can you just describe to us what it means to you with feeling stuck?
I can describe, based on my personal story and on others that I've coached, it's feeling like no matter what we try, and as myself dealing with complex trauma as well as many others who have the same, feeling like no matter how hard we try to seek self-help, to find ways to change the ways that we think, the way that we see the world, that we continue to struggle in the same ways, feeling like we, bang our head up against the same wall, whether it be professionally, personally. So it could be, not feeling like we can get a leg up at a job, or not feeling like we can have successful or fulfilling relationships. So feeling stuck instead of being able to go, I want something different, and actually feeling like we have the ability to get that something different.
I can really identify with that. I know in my recovery, I probably spent periods up until 6 and 8 months at a time feeling stuck. And when you feel stuck, you don't have a lot of hope.
Right. And hope is paramount, to be able to feel like we're moving towards something and feeling a change. Otherwise the patterns repeat and we feel like we're still sitting in that same place that's stuck.
Yes, and blaming ourselves.
Yes. Yeah. What's wrong with me? It's right. Re-traumatizing. That's a whole nother topic, but we re-traumatization in being stuck. Yes,
exactly. Okay. So how does trauma create patterns like this? Well,
oh gosh. Our mind is trying to protect our whole system, our body from pain, from being in a situation where we feel like we are out of control, or we don't have the ability to get away from whatever in our past. So if we're talking about past trauma, whatever in our past caused us to be in fear, to either shut down or to fight back or whatever, those things our brain remembers, even just smells, sights, a way somebody talks, a way somebody looks at us. A lot of it's nonverbal. We don't even understand why we're triggered sometimes, or why something kicks up and makes us feel stuck. But if that brain is continually in that mode of finding these things and reinforcing these past things that caused us to shut down, that caused our lizard brain, the oldest part of our brain, to kick in and go, nope, we need to protect this human, this body. Let's stay in this mode of uber awareness, of hypervigilance, and let's protect this person from this feeling. So the thought patterns that allow us to stay safe when we were traumatized no longer serve us, and we often feel stuck because it keeps us from moving through what might just be a situation that requires some assertiveness, or that requires sitting back and taking stock of what's really going on and understanding that it's not a situation that requires a fear-based or a shame-based response, but that's what's kicking up inside us, making us feel stuck.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, Will, if I was like one of your clients, and I came to you and I just said, I feel stuck, I want to get rid of this fear and this shame, what would you do to help me?
Well, I like to go back, and this is age-old stuff. I like the 3 A's that I believe come from 12-step work, and hopefully I get them in the right order, but acknowledging that there's something going on, accepting it, and then taking action. So if somebody comes to me, depending on how emotional they are, how much of a problem this is for them. If somebody's really in a state of, feeling helpless, I'm going to go, okay, the first, don't worry about the action step. Maybe don't even worry about the acknowledgement. Let's become aware that this is going on. Just like in 12 steps, I'm aware there's an issue here. So awareness of, I feel like a worthless human being. I can't seem to take a next step. I want to ask for promotion, but why? I feel worthless. So it's just, okay, let's accept that. This is where the counterintuitive part comes in, because generally we just push that down, shove it down, and try to find new ways to learn something new or to take a risky step or whatever, instead of just going, wait a minute, I'm worthless. What's the worst thing that can happen? I'm just going to accept this, sit with it, and go, it's okay. How many other people feel worthless every day? It's okay. So that's its own action in the beginning, and then if we can really accept, we've acknowledged it. If someone comes to me that maybe they're ready for, okay, I accept, I truly accept. I'm not just saying the words. At first, it's just maybe to break a pattern, just saying the words, I feel worthless, and it's okay. And it feels weird at first. It feels silly. But the more we can do it and even find some humor or get family or friends involved in, this is what I'm going to try to do to break this pattern. Yeah. Eventually we can acknowledge and go, yeah, I really do feel worthless, but so what? And try to get the body and the mind to stop resisting and just letting go of the judgment that we have of ourselves and getting closer to that action step where over time, now say I've met a client for several months and they're able to accept and acknowledge pretty quickly. And I'm going, well, what's happening? What's going on? Well, I just feel freer. I just don't feel like I'm sitting in this place of feeling, well, what do you feel like doing? I feel like doing something. Then the action becomes, it just becomes easy. It just allows you to just be and do. Yeah. So it's very wonderful to watch. And it's happened for me too, so.
Okay, so I want to back up just for a minute, Will, and see if you can help me understand. I hear some, like, for instance, when you're just becoming aware of something and acknowledging it, there doesn't seem to be a lot of judgment.
No, absolutely.
Like, this is just how I feel.
Yes, and that's because I think from the past trauma, and most of us, depending on where this trauma comes from, if we're talking complex trauma for the most part, acute trauma, I don't think this is much different, but let's say our trauma came in relationships, right? So generally there's shame involved, and there's a lot of, maybe there's even fear, and there's these things that we carry in our brain where even if there's nobody around doing that or shaming us physically or verbally in the moment, we still do it in ourselves. So yes, getting rid of, shaking off that judgment, freeing ourselves from, this is a judgment-free thing. This is not sitting in the mirror going, I'm worthless, I'm worthless, I'm worthless. No, I'm worthless. Okay, so what? I'm worthless. It's accepting that we feel this way about ourselves so that we can move past it. We can remove this magical hold that has over us.
Yeah. So it's a combination of, I'm still trying to get this. So it's a combination of being aware and not judging yourself. But then as you talk about, accepting it, it's almost like, well, okay, so what if I am worthless? There's some judgment. So help me walk through the kind of that step, because I think I'm missing the part.
It sounds like judgment.
Okay.
It sounds like judgment, but judgment generally has some shaming, right? This is meant to not shame at all. It's just meant to, there's an elephant in the room.
Right.
We all know in different scenarios in life, there's elephants that end up in rooms and we just don't want to talk about it. But this is the elephant we carry, let's say it's on our back and we're just allowing it to be there and going, nope, I don't look at it. I'm gonna plow through this and I'm gonna get there. We start to go, hey, elephant, I know you're there. But that elephant gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Maybe eventually you put him in your pocket, and eventually you forget you even have him, and he's just gone.
Yeah.
It's not a, man, I wish I had more. I wish I had more self-esteem. Why can't I get the next job? Why can't I have the relationship? Why do I keep getting treated like I do? That's judgment. This is, I suck at relationships, but it's okay. So do a lot of people.
Yes.
It's an acceptance. It's a radical acceptance.
That was just the phrase I was going to use.
Yeah.
Is that it sounds, now that you explained it a little bit more, it does sound like, the radical acceptance that Tara Brach talks about.
Yeah, it really is. It's really just being able to verbalize it in order to stop living in denial of it, possibly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because whether we could have the best of intentions and be trying to do everything we can to break a pattern, but not realizing that this one little step of calling it out and making it known to ourselves and maybe even friends around us that we trust, we can really take away its power.
Yes. Yes. I know that, Athena and I, when we used to do the Trauma Recovery University videos, we talked about the unknown, that just the fact that it's unknown, it carries a tremendous amount of power.
Yes.
So once we can name it, it almost strips away a lot of its power.
And again, I'm talking about, pretty non, I don't know. These aren't topics of, I'm going to talk about severe abuse or severe violent things that happen to me in a sense, in an open forum. This is, hopefully these same methods can work in those areas too. But I'm talking about feeling stuck in the day-to-day as a result of possibly some of those things. But what are the feelings that we have attached to? We're not going back and rehashing those things that happen to us. These are the patterns that we live in, maybe as a result of some of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. In your title, Will, as well, you got like counterintuitive insights, can you explain a little bit more about that to us and about what that means?
Yeah. I mean, just thinking about, do I go up to my friends? I mean, maybe some of us have friends where we can go up to them, man, I just feel like a worthless piece of crap today, and that probably does happen. Just me saying that out loud goes, yeah, I've probably said that to a friend. I don't know what's going on with me, but there is judgment in there. So it's counterintuitive to go up to my friend and guess what? I'm a worthless piece of crap, but it's okay. And having your friend go, that's right, man, go for it. It's just a different mindset. It's a different way of looking at the same stuff. So to me, that's counterintuitive. I feel ashamed. I feel like a failure if I'm unable to take steps forward when I feel stuck. So for me to call it out that way, it's not something that I'd ever done. It didn't feel encouraged. Didn't feel like that's not the social scripts I was sold, that being a guy in our society or anybody in our society, just searching for the next level, either professionally or in relationships. It's all, well, you could read a book and try this next thing or do that thing. And are you, go to therapy or whatever, but this is very much a personal choice to go, I really want to get out of my own head and get out of my own way and move past this stuff. It's not it just doesn't feel natural at first to me. That's my experience. That's why I call it counterintuitive.
Yes. And counterintuitive because what we've been doing our entire life was probably avoiding and denying.
Right.
And now it's like, wait a minute, how am I supposed to feel better if you're asking me to actually acknowledge and unpack this?
Yeah. That goes against the mind's whole idea of keeping us safe. It's like, wait a minute, you want me to talk about this out loud?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so does this really work? It sounds kind of simple, so I'm wondering, are there pieces that we're missing?
Yes, because there's more to it than just these, steps of of awareness and acceptance and action. You know,
Yeah.
it really requires somebody, because you're going to have things most likely kick up that go, wait, I feel like crap saying this. Okay, sit with that. Sit with that feeling. See if something comes to you. Where do you feel it in your body? You know, where do you think that that's tied to? If you feel in a place of a safe enough space, possibly to go there, do you feel in a good place where you could try to go back to maybe something that happened as a child? Can you picture a person? Can you picture a time or a situation, and just sit with that and let your mind go, you know what? I'm safe now. I feel this. You know, what's below that? Is there such shame attached to that time, and feeling through it, and then allowing that to be a part of the process when you feel these things and accept them, and then go, okay, it's okay. I'm okay. You know, that becomes that's a part of that process that's kind of left out of that simplistic view. It is. There's some feeling that goes through it, especially at first. I think it gets easier the more you do it, and it doesn't become such a process of having to sit in a place of feeling the tough things. It becomes more something you just do on a daily basis. You know, I want to be fully me, fully authentic, fully able to express myself. If I continue to shut myself down with the old patterns, I'm not fully being myself. You know? Yeah.
Yes. So we replace the avoid and deny
Yes.
with the, you know, awareness, acknowledgement, and action.
Yes. Yes. I'm glad you use avoid, because yeah, I'm self-declared anxious avoidant. Yeah, big time. Try to avoid, even with things that I considered I thought were positive. Learn something new. Try a new direction. Try a new therapist. Read a new book. You know, maybe the next relationship will be different. Maybe a different job will be different. Instead of doing these things in myself that really help me to focus, no matter what, really. I want to be the same person no matter what relationship I'm in, no matter what job I'm in. That really makes me focus on me right here, right now, because I don't change. All those things change, I still stay the same. So I want to change how I react and how I see things. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Well, this is all amazing. So if there's someone watching who wants to reach out to you, where do they find you?
Yes, you can check my website out to get some information, a little bit more information about me and the different things that I've learned along the way through the association and other trainings. It's willwissmiller.com. They can email me at support@willwissmiller.com. They can even call me. I've got my phone number everywhere right now, and until I tell myself, until I've got to turn people away, that phone number is going to stay out there. And that's area code 573-837-9124. And no matter how you get in touch with me, if you leave me a message, you can text me, you can email me, let me know what the best way is to get in touch with you and how you like to communicate.
Fantastic. Thanks, Will.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you. Thanks, Sarah.
I just want to say thank you to all our viewers today for coming along and watching our interview with Will. We hope that you're still enjoying the summit. We have got plenty more videos for you to watch. But until then, please take care of yourselves, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.